because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch. Jay-Z is setting Diddy up.
People even calling me, asking me about him, you know, and I don't know him from a can of paint. He even mentioned my name, saying that I know. I know what I know. I don't know what he knows. But
Let's dissect this. There was just a crazy incident. Imagine this. The embodiment of confidence and control, Jay-Z, abruptly lost his poise. Not in private, either. This took place in front of everyone. We could not have been forewarned by any tabloid headline. The man who rarely flinches and is always calculated just snapped. Genuine, open, and undiluted feeling. It was similar to witnessing Superman lose his cape during a violent storm. Nobody anticipated it. Everyone in the city is chatting. What drove him over the edge, though, is the true enigma. What are those fabled shades concealing? There's much more to this than meets the eye, I promise.
And it seems to make a lot of people upset, you know, but then a lot of people love my opinion. That's why you bring me on here. And I really appreciate that, brother. I just want to say this before we get started, Art, is that, you know, a lot of people think I came here to bring a black man down. And that's what I hear in the comments a whole lot. But it was nothing like that. You know, a black man didn't cuss a dead man's mother out. A black man didn't set his friends up and put them in a situation where they couldn't come home to their families no more. A black man didn't reach back and help the people that helped them make it up the ladder. It was Puffy. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of Puffy going on different platforms talking about how he loved the people that we was all with, how he loved the people that helped him, when in fact, none of that stuff was true. So my whole thing about it is, man, I appreciate your platform for letting me, you know, voice my opinion. And like I said, opinions like an asshole. Some of these cats out here get paid for their asshole. I get paid to give my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I mean, yeah, you just on here giving your opinion, man. I mean, you was one of the people that was real close to the situation, so why not?
Thank you, I appreciate that.
So with that being said, right, the last interview me and you did was a day after the raid. And when you look at everything now, man, how you feel about everything? It's been like a week, you know, you knowing Diddy, you being around Diddy. Could you ever imagine that his houses would get raided for sex trafficking?
Bruh, you can't imagine no stuff like that. You understand? You can't think that, because back then, he wasn't Brother Love. He was Puffy. All the way up until he became Diddy. So his behavior over the years...
There is undoubtedly more going on, so let's continue. People are saying that this wasn't just a bad day. The Marcy projects gave rise to Jay-Z. No amount of platinum records or billions of dollars can make up for the agony he endured fighting for every square inch of his kingdom. You have a recipe for emotional overload when you add the constant pressure to remain relevant in a cutthroat sector. People talked about marriage rumors, stress, pressure, and cracks for years. Do you recall the notorious lift incident involving Solange? That was only the beginning. A storm has been building for a while beneath Jay's glossy exterior.
Right now, Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant
Jay-Z's,
mistress,
yeah.
who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't get no fuck. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get f***ed over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in. You right, I go to Diddy parties to walk mother out, cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come.
So let me ask you, because I look at Gabriel Union, and when you mention things like Jay-Z's time is coming for him, then I look at Beyonce, and I say that women do have a
that country album, and any of you that buy that shit stupid as shit.
You don't give it
It's trap music with goddamn.
Let's now discuss Queen Bey. Although it may seem like a dream, being married to international music royalty has its own set of challenges. Being in Beyoncé's orbit entails performing live and on stage all the time. A billion-dollar empire, 3 children, with the whole globe observing your every action. That is an entirely different kind of pressure. There is no room for relaxation or breakdowns in this field. Even the strongest people get tired, but you're supposed to be superhuman. Perhaps there wasn't a breakdown. It was the culmination of years of stress finally getting to him. A man who has taken on more than he can manage.
Stand by your man. Don't act like you don't know that. Hell. Remake that. Stand by that. That's a real country hit. Jolene, nice, but it has a ring to it. Stand by your man, yeah. And whoops and disrespects you with other like Kathy Coriana White.
All right, well, let's do it like
who was
this.
actually carrying his baby while you was spanking it. Why your husband don't want to put his seed inside of you and put it in everybody else? Wild in this world, yo.
It's funny, you open up Beyonce's internet, it just gets weird.
Beyonce's internet.
That's what we're calling
that
it.
That belongs to the devil. Unless you calling that the devil, she ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
And half of which dumbass bitch.
So, it's funny that it's crazy you say these things.
Why don't nobody want to accept that bitch?
I think
she went and killed the girl Cats.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. Snacking on his bitch, killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her a restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too. Which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician. And she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people.
Furthermore, it's possible that this wasn't a fall. Perhaps it was the breakthrough he required. Sometimes the true transformation starts at the lowest point. There's more to Jay-Z's designer shades than simply swagger. A lifetime of tales, wounds, and mysteries that we might never really comprehend. However, this is hardly a sign of defeat. This might be the start of a whole different Jay. One that is more sincere and human. You already know that we'll be keeping an eye on everything.
Why did that house burn up? Who the fuck goes to their childhood house for a visit and the shit goes up in flames?
That was very weird. The next day, within a week?
No, the next day.
The next day.
And still, no real investigation on how the house just went up in flames.
Man.
I guess they paid y'all off. Like they paid y'all off for that Astro World.
So, let me ask you.
Texas politics.
Yeah, Texas politics, man. It's that right there. We're gonna talk about the episode, but for right now, I just got to get your take on when we see a Killer Mike win 3 Grammys
and get arrested immediately after because Jay-Z paid somebody up just so he couldn't have a good night. You, Sean.
Hey, man.
Weirdo. I don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever. All I do is frustrate your AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a big me. You can't even control that goofy bitch. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Kathy. Cause you ain't protecting you.
You wouldn't believe the online frenzy that followed Jay-Z's meltdown. It like someone dropping a match in a fireworks-filled room. That video was all over the place. New York was a hive of activity. Social media was overrun by celebrities. Rihanna, Diddy, and others intervened to offer affection. Twitter collapsed. Instagram was going crazy. TikTok was unable to keep up. A few fans were taken aback. Some were sentimental. Naturally, the doubters emerged and said it was all done for attention. One thing was evident, though, whether it was genuine or not. No one could look away from it.
Hey. Wow. Wow.
I'ma tell everybody about Big L, Sean.
Big L?
I would just rather do it on the stand, Sean. Please sue me. I want to go to court. And I want to talk about Big L on the stand.
Wow. What's your thoughts about Dame Dash?
Dame Dash got fucked over by somebody who was supposed to be his friend.
So this Big L is associated.
Big L is the one that put Jay-Z on.
Wow.
Jay-Z was the last person to see Big L alive.
Wait, so this Big L person is not living on this earth no more?
He's been dead for years. His death made it possible for reasonable doubt to live.
Whoa.
See how good I keep secrets?
Believe Jay-Z's public relations staff would have responded right away. Dropped a statement and assumed command. When they did speak, though, it was only incoherent talk about personal matters and privacy. We want the true story, so hurry up. The hip-hop industry as a whole was booming in the meantime. Even Kanye. Yes, public support was sent by Kanye. It seemed as though society paused to support him. Jay-Z was the untouchable icon for many years. The world was now seeing his downfall. It was weird, like witnessing Superman weep. Some claim that he became more relatable after this incident. Some fear he has lost his advantage. In any case, the game simply evolved.
A little more educated because of the talk shows with Oprah that we went through and Dr. Phil and stuff like that. even Ricky Lake and all of that, we realized that it wasn't so cool messing with the underage young ladies. I never had an attraction for someone younger. I always looked and had an attraction for older women, so I probably didn't have that problem. But then everybody that I fucked with did. Everybody, all of them. No names mentioned yet. But I'm going to expose somebody that we all forget about. Y'all see this picture of Jay-Z with Aaliyah when she was underage? Y'all forgot about Jay, huh? We only know about Damon Dash messing with Aaliyah and R. Kelly. But that ain't the only one that Jay had when she was underage. Y'all remember Fox Brown and Jay? Ain't no woman like the one I got. No one could love you better. Before that song came out, we used to hear it. I used to tell shit. I was like, woo, that shit. Him and Mystical, those were two songs that were hot. That it took like a year before it got, well, I'll say to the West Coast. I don't know if they were beating it up on the East Coast. But on the West Coast, it took like a year before those songs came out. And then Nelly's song with the Link St. Louis ticks. But I'm just saying all that to say, Foxy was young then as well. And so, all of these guys and the underage young ladies was running rapid in the 90s. And so, that's all I remember. That's all I think about, you know, with the DeBarge and Janet Jackson situation. That's all I think about, and I can remember about Aaliyah. Aaliyah was my wife's favorite artist. She loved the hell out of Aaliyah. It was a tragic how she died. You know, trying to rush back to get to Damon Dash on the plane. You know, and what happened is the Bahamians let her fly out, and their plane was overloaded or full. That's the one thing that I didn't like about when I traveled to our black countries like the Bahamas and Jamaica and all of them. The officials there, we used to have to bribe them $100 to make the rules pass, to let us in with the dogs that we didn't have properly cleaned, or you know, the not search our bags or whatever, or to sneak away with a whole bunch of cigars and stuff like that. But in Mexico, one thing about the motherfucking Mexican authorities, that number used to be 5 G's, 5,000 and stuff like that. And I used to laugh. I was like, damn, black folks is easily bribable. They so cheap. They don't understand the value that they be having. But yeah, that's all I got on Aaliyah, really. It's a talent. That's another person that life was taken too soon. That was a talent. Wonder where she would be now. Her, Pop.
Look, this may be the most authentic and unvarnished moment in hip-hop history. Perhaps it's the culture's much-needed wake-up call. Jay-Z has experienced everything. Scandals, beef, and treachery all strike differently. It goes beyond headlines. It's private. I have a feeling that he will emerge stronger as a result. However, let's not act as though this tale is over. The streets continue to hum with activity. Will Jay say something? Will Beyonce speak up? There's already stuff going on behind the scenes, you know. The next chapter is rapidly approaching. They shut themselves in.
It was almost as if Michael Bivins was like having like PTSD from New Edition being a child star, and said, I'm gonna find some real talented guys.
Do this again.
And I'm gonna fuck them over worse than we did. So we can say it happened to somebody else.
That's PTSD for you. That's like, we're gonna make them relive it. Make them relive it. Goddamn.
Why would you do that to another artist?
Yeah.
Why would you sit there and say, man, we had the #1 record and we were still on food stamps, and then force your group to do that?
Hey, man.
Why would you do that?
Be your own people.
You want to know how fucked off it was for Big Mike at the end of his run before he had to leave Boyz II Men?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, please.
Let me tell you how bad his finances had gotten after his wife ran through what lump sum of money they had on that god-awful soul food restaurant that lacked soul and promptness. 6 hours to get a turkey wing platter. 6 hours. We used to call it opening to get it in time for dinner. Get your order in as soon as they open if you want to have it by 6. That was the joke around Voorhees.
Jeez.
Jill bought their house. She got it cheap. It would have been a $750,000 home back then, but they were forced to knock $250,000 off the top because of the structural damage. Apparently, they weren't able to take care of that home. It was riddled with termites. Said the only thing holding it up was the paint. They needed the money, so Jill squeezed. And they sold that house for very much more than $400,000 less what it was worth. And they broke even. Is it the way you hate me, baby? That was my cousin Alma that sang that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. The apple don't fall far.
You don't want to diss me,
The apple don't fall far.
You don't want to diss me. I know you. Bitch. Wait a second. Did you hear what I just said? Michael Bivins fucked over Boyz II Men. And when Big Mike got sick, apparently there wasn't enough money available to help them through their hard times.
That's how it goes.
They didn't even promote that soul food restaurant. I mean, I can understand why it was some nigga shit, but maybe if they had got some real help, maybe they could have hired somebody to come in and help manage it. But no, they had to be a self-ran business.
Here's the problem, though. This moment is about more than simply Jay-Z. It's starting a wider cultural dialogue. Hip-hop has long benefited from roughness. I am untouchable, the image. The GOAT is me. However, these artists are ultimately just people. When Young Handsome talked about depression, we could see it. It feels like the mask is finally coming off when Kanye talked about his battles with mental disorder and Jay-Z is now taking off his armor. Furthermore, this goes beyond celebrity drama. This is genuine. Everyone can tell whether a giant like Jay can acknowledge that he's having difficulties. Perhaps it's acceptable to not be okay.
Jill Scott, who was also an artist and knew how bad that family was struggling and took that as an opportunity to get a very, very large-scale home in a lovely, lovely white Jewish neighborhood for cheap.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Whoa.
I mean, I'm just like, you could have said, I know you guys don't want to walk away from your home, but at least let me pay you full value because I got the money. And I want to see y'all be okay. She knew they were going to have to forfeit on that mortgage, and she squeezed. She was kinder to that damn dog.
Oh, man. Putter? What's his name?
Flutter, yeah.
Putter, God.
You gave the dog an idiot name and you wonder why he shat in your shoe. The fuck is Flutter? What does that mean?
Yeah,
Oh, it's the sound his feet make. That's your fault, bitch. You named him nothing. How you gonna like, Flutter, I used to hate that shit. And he hated kids. And he barked at people's feet. Like he was fucked up.
Oh, man.
I can see why Lizelle says she shouldn't make no babies.
Oh, man.
I mean, that was her husband.
So,
He should have known her best.
Yeah, let me
She
say
wrote a whole
this.
song about it. It was a hit record. Want to hear it?
They not for rich. Oh, shit.
Turn on a black radio station on Sunday where they sell bullshit all the time.
Jack, I want to ask.
Nothing progressive.
I have to say, most people that watch our interviews or your interviews as of late, the main question that comes up is, how does she know? Was she there? So
Yeah.
I want to do it like this. I'm gonna name some names.
Sure.
And I want to know, were you around them?
Sure.
I would like to start for what everybody knows is Jay-Z.
What about him?
Okay.
Both of them were with Mr. Carter. Ask me what you want to know and I'll answer what I can.
Let's just start with the base level. Business, personal.
Both.
Both.
And spiritual.
And spiritual. Okay.
We believe in the same power. We don't believe in appropriating it the same way.
Can I ask you this? For you, did you find joy in the business or pleasure? And when you answer that, I'm gonna flip it on him. Do you feel he found joy in the business or pleasure part of that? Or spiritual?
He is the most shameful thing I've ever done. There is nothing that I experienced with that person that has not inspired shame except for Unplugged. That was the purest moment. For me, it was all done in love for music, love for all that was there, love for the culture. I hate the fact that we did it all for a culture vulture. For someone who never truly had the capacity to appreciate that moment in time, to steal it from the masses, to hide it, to cloak it. I put it up on Philadelphia last year when we launched. You know how many people came to the network to see that show that they never got to see? You know what's great about this year? I still got the footage.
There you go. There you go.
And in 1 week, Jay-Z Unplugged, the actual whole concert, from beginning to end, will be viewed and able to be viewed on realjag.com. Come and see the history. Come and see the power of that moment, the amazing things that we did with our bodies and our minds and our spirits. There was not one person in that room that was not...
The entire industry may undergo a sea change as a result of this. There are rumors that more rappers may begin to give up their seeming invincibility and be honest about their struggles, but it won't be simple. Vulnerability is still viewed as a sign of weakness by the elderly. You can sense the change, even though some people are watching everything unfold in shock. The truth is becoming apparent to both fans and artists. The importance of mental wellness is equal to that of any hustle or flex. And perhaps, just possibly, this is exactly what hip-hop needed if it took Jay-Z's public breakdown to reveal that reality.